Hello, my name is Ryan. For the longest, I've been trying to get myself going with doing a channel. I'm into all kinds of stuff: history, sports, wars, all kinds of things. Everything, pretty much. I read a lot, find things interesting, research. This is my dog Trigger. I like talking pretty much. The one thing I excel in the most is getting beat down and having everything I try to do blow up in my face, which isn't really special these days. I don't find myself special or in any position to be giving advice but as like everyone else, I've been through massive amounts of trauma in my life, unresolved. Talking about things don't seem to work. I don't like talking about them as it is, so maybe this would be an ironic way of helping myself, or maybe some other person, or who knows, maybe just talking, reaching out to people. I feel like people don't do that enough. Sometimes finding a common ground, people seem to connect or something, and everyone seems to be so lost. Currently homeless, living in a hotel. It's super expensive, a lot more money than I was paying in my $2,000 rent that I couldn't afford. I got kids. My fiance, we've been together for 19 years. Got my job, been working, still work. Just got a car finally. I got my original car broke down 2 days after I got thrown out of my apartment. I lost it. Tried to work some things out, but it didn't. Just got a car. Was going to get my stuff out of the town impound lot, and I get pulled over, and my car's towed. So things are pretty bad, but it's not about that, with this at least. I figured this would be a perfect time to maybe say something or start, or I don't really know where I'm going with it, but I do know that I swallowed things for too long and kept things to myself too long, and it was really starting to take its toll, and that's not good. I know that for sure. I don't know. I feel like people maybe are too nervous to reach out or say things. I've been telling people that I know, acquaintances, friends, relatives, letting them know how much of a hard time I've been having, and not really looking for money or handouts. Like, I love to do things on my own and find my own way, and I've been doing this for many years. I've been on my own since I was 20. I lost my mother and my sister to a drunk driver back in 2001, 2 weeks before Christmas. A whole bunch of other stuff, but that seemed to be the one thing that not necessarily right away knocked me off my path, but sent me on a completely other trajectory. And I've just kind of been like a leaf flowing around ever since. Hi, that was brutal. That was really brutal. I spent all this time trying to get people out of my face and convince them that I was going to be okay and I could handle it. And I feel like maybe I just isolated myself so long and that people just either figured I was okay, or maybe, I don't know. People got their own lives, aunts, uncles, and all that stuff, and their kids, and I'm not anyone's responsibility anymore. But, as I'm getting older, it seems like things are starting to affect me more and hurt me more now, or maybe just get in my head, or I'm pitying myself, or looking for anybody to give me any kind of shred that I matter at all, or I don't know. I know things are tough. I have nobody to ask for things, and every time I try to get somewhere in this last month, it just seems like immediately I can't have 5 minutes where I feel accomplished or that I got somewhere. I might be getting somewhere before I get smacked 2-3 steps backwards. And that's nothing new, and that's discouraging. And people say, don't quit. I'm not trying to quit. It's just there gets to be a point where you just don't want to try anymore. You have to, but there's just so many other things that are lingering around where I feel like I'm not necessarily wasting life, because other people that I lost could have accomplished so much more, and I feel like I owe it to them. I don't know. And I don't even know what I'm rambling about, to tell you the truth, but I do want to try to take this and go all kinds of places with it. It's not just self-discovery or whatnot, but I like just to talk about things, even nonsense, archaeology. Just, I find things interesting. I got OCD, my mind wanders, like, I can't focus on one thing at once. It just seems like I want to do 50 million things all at once, and it's just, I need time to do something. So maybe this will work. You know, I'll talk, you could leave things down. I'm going to try to make myself more accessible to people, you know, where we can maybe go back and forth and talk, and who knows. I don't know if I'm much for giving advice, because I don't take my own advice or other people's as well, and I don't really know what the hell I'm doing, obviously. I've always done pretty well with paying things, and not being homeless is definitely something I'm not accustomed to, but who knows? Maybe today's a new day to do something different. Now, when the accident happened, I immediately left. I lived in Connecticut. I live in Connecticut, grew up in Connecticut. I moved to Florida. I got some family down there. I figured hang out, chill out for a little while. Just not be up here. Everything's a constant reminder. Now that I'm back, everywhere I look, I feel disgusted all the time, and it's just, people up here aren't very friendly. You get really nasty. The Northeast is hard. Connecticut's a tough place, just because the majority of people are poor. A lot of people have this idea that Connecticut people have money, and yes, some, like anywhere, have money, and it's just those areas, and everyone else is extremely poor outside of that. So that's it, really. That's what it is. You know, after I left for Florida, I just kind of did not much, sat around, came back, and that was many years ago. Now, my mother and sister, they are hard to explain, because they were amazing. Oh, here comes the train. Perfect timing. My mother and sister were the type of people that you wouldn't even think were real, because they were so amazing and loving and accepting of people. And I can never live up to that. I'm not trying to live up to that. I'm just not that kind of person. I love people. I try to help out. You know, I'm not intentionally mean to people. I try to give everyone a fair shot. I like to talk to people and connect. But they were something special. My sister Brittany and my mother Kathy. And it was a big deal when they got killed. It was 2 weeks before Christmas. It was all over the newspapers, the news, courts. It was just nonsense. Vehicular manslaughter only carries so much time. This guy, he was a multiple offender. You know, it's a big deal when you make mistakes and you do something and take somebody's life. I don't know. I don't have much forgiveness towards that situation, but I don't know, someone could hold that against me if they want. I have a brother. Me and him, our relationship's not good. It's never been good, really. This made it worse. Yeah, I'll get better at this. This will be more in a directional, or to points. I figured I just got to get this going. But I try not to beat myself up over what happened, because I had no control over it, and I also, you know, I got to do as much as I can to not put other things in my head. Triggs, what are you doing, bud? That's my dog. I love dogs. I have 3. I got a border collie, a French bulldog, and a bully. She's a big, we call her the land seal, because she looks like a big giant seal, and she loves the bed, and you guys will see her eventually. And yeah, it was just really brutal. It was a brutal thing. I'm still suffering from it. It seems like I suffer from it more now. I don't know, just because things are going so bad, and I just focus on bad when it's like this. And I don't know. I'm trying to find my way. I know I'm going to get this, and I'll work it out, and hopefully I can inspire some people or help people along the way, find some things. There's very lack programs. I don't get help at all. Maybe I make which I don't make too much money, but we do not get any kind of assistance. Which is fine. I'm not looking for handouts. I just want help. Some people need help for temporarily, but whatever. That's besides the point. I'm gonna lose my way a lot. Focus and it's my mind wanders. I'm about to start talking about drilling or who knows what, gold collecting through rivers, and my brain goes wild. But I do get back to the point. So my mother and sister, that crushed me pretty bad. People say talk about it. Every time I talk about it, it makes me nauseous. It makes me sick and sad, and I can't afford to be in that place ever. So I try to avoid it. And right now that I'm in this really bad spot, I have my son, and I look to him, and I seem to be failing left and right, and I feel so awful because I know I could have done better. I have never been focused or much good with money. I spoil the kids a lot. I try to give them as much as I can because I always feel like I'm not doing enough. And it just, things compound on themselves, and it's not smart, but I got to do better. I got to do better, and I got to be better, and I want to be better. I think that's the most important thing, that we all try to always be better and do something better, learn, which I'm not currently doing, but there's a lot. There's a lot here that I've been through and I've experienced in life. It's going to sound a little out there. You might think I'm lying about certain things, but everything I say is true. People have this idea, obviously, when you're doing bad, that you are the cause, or you did something that caused this, whether it be drugs or crime or any kind of thing like that. But sometimes bad stuff just happens to people, and you got to find a way to get through that. Once I got pulled over by the cop today, he's like, oh, don't you have anybody that can help you? And there's programs. Once you talk to counselors, we'll reach out, and call 211. And those places don't do nothing. I don't remember last time I've ever heard anybody say that 211 has helped anybody, or, So it's rough. Yeah, it's rough. And it's a terrible time. And with everything out there, it's so easily to be led astray or sidetracked, or God, sometimes you just want to be sidetracked and not think about what's happening. And God, I'm going to be a mess. I'll cry. But I'm at the point in my life that I don't mind how I look. It's emotions, it's feelings, it's all real. And I think it's important that people have real things and not just, paid advertisements and people trying to get money. And I have no concern about that. Like, I'm not doing this for anything really, just besides maybe because it's fun. I like to talk. I find it hard to talk, not necessarily hard to find to talk to my fiance, but we're going through so much, and I don't want to weigh things down on her, or, there's that. I'm trying to seem tough, and I can handle things for my kids. I don't want them worrying about stuff, but, I can't imagine what they're going through. And, yeah, it's pretty brutal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take this too long or make people lose interest or not want to listen, but I really feel like some good conversation between people, and maybe we all could learn from each other. Maybe we can get through this. But there are people out there that are willing to help, that want to help, that can help, or maybe they can't do certain things, but they can listen, I can listen, and maybe we can throw ideas back and forth to each other. So there will be more coming. I will have more directional topics, speaking topics, but I think this could be good. So check it out. We'll see if I can get some more interesting stuff to say, and let's get this going. Let's try to see if we can help each other out. We really need each other.